Okay, y'all. Don't worry if you hear a kid screaming or laughing. Um, my grandkids are upstairs in the playroom, the schoolroom, watching educational video. I think it's the Tuttle Twins. Those are really good. Anyway, they're watching it, and he's laughing every once in a while, quite loudly. Okay, so here we go. Um, here's my pillow. So you know your balance pad? Yeah, I don't have a balance pad. This is a vinyl or leather coat covered pillow. It's not gonna hurt it. I'm telling you, 1 foot, you're gonna rock and roll, okay? Bring it off. So if you've just got your back shot full of epidural medicine, yeah, 1 foot. See this? And here's what you gotta notice. We're trying to wake our joints up. Number one, we're trying to get the synovial fluid in the knee, the ankle, and the hip to start coming forward, because that synovial fluid helps us to move better, okay? So see how I just press in, then I come off. I'm only doing one leg at a time. Now I'm gonna press in, and I'm gonna take the opposite hand, and I'm gonna keep my elbow low. I'm gonna say rib cage up, my knee is soft, and I'm gonna open right here. See that? So I'm just pointing down here. I don't want both of them up here. I want one down, and I want one opening like this. And then I come in, and I step, and it's moving all over the place. What is your back foot doing? So see, as I open, 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 I don't want this foot to flare out, not yet, okay? So I'm opening, pointing down. See that? Now at this point, you got to say rib cage up. That extends that back. So it's really important for somebody who has some bulging discs to continue to think about, to be aware of. So here I'm pressing in, and I'm going to open back. So my shoulders are down. They are level. Big breath, drop, open back. See that? So I'm maintaining ear, shoulder, hip. See that? Yeah, that's the goal. If I put a yardstick right here, if it would be laying straight down, back of the head, middle of the shoulders, coccyx. Yeah, just like that. And why am I holding it? Because I'm warming you up in a little different way. Yes, movement is the best way. However, when you static hold, as I'm doing here, see, I'm making little adjustments constantly. If I'm stepping in a pillow, drop my shoulders, breath, and open. Point down with the front arm, open back, open back, open back, open back. Yes, take another big deep breath. You should be pushing all over the place here. Then you come back. So this actually could be one of those moves that if you don't feel like doing a lot of, I don't know, a lot of bending and then everything, this is great toward the metabolic profile that you're trying to improve on. Because number one, you're standing against your own body weight. You're moving into an unstable situation right here. You're opening the hinge right here. You're dropping both shoulders, taking breaths. Come back, hold it to a count of 3, maybe to a count of 10, whatever. But if you'll hold it there, when you have the pressure here on that one leg, again, you're standing on both legs, but you've got the pressure on the front leg mostly, right? Big breath. You are working, you're making little adjustments to try to stay on balance. Okay, this is one of the best things you can do. If you don't feel like doing anything, just stand up, put your foot on a pillow, on your little pad, and just keep one hand down and open this back until you feel that stretch. Keep your chin tucked, take big deep breaths, and hold it to a count of 3 or to a count of 10. You will feel so much better if you'll just do this kind of a thing. I'm going to go out, hinge, point down, yes. Take a big deep breath, take a big deep breath, take a big deep breath. So I've stepped on that pillow numerous times. I have what would be a workout bench right here. It's a coffee table. You can't do this with every coffee table. I'm going to do it as if you had a bench in front of you. Let's say you went to a fitness center to do walking or something on a treadmill, okay? So I'm going to be on the floor a lot today. However, you can do every single thing pretty much sitting in a chair, all right? So if you are at a point where you're having some issues with knees, with whatever, and you're just like, oh, I can't get in the floor, don't think you got to turn this off. If you're going to do this sitting in a chair, and I prepped AJ because she's really working with some back issues. Anything you do like on the floor with one leg or both legs, you always are going to do it with only one leg. See that? If I do that up here, if I press in and lift my hips, see, I can do all of that from right here. All right, so that said, use your chair when I use the bench. So if I'm laying down, I'm going to put my feet either in the chair, if that's what I have, or on the bench. I'm going to use my pillow because if it's a hard surface, you don't want to be cranking down into that with your knee. So as I get down, I'm going to go wide, okay? Could I get down differently? Absolutely. There's a couple of ways to get down. Those ways diminish when you have multiple joints replaced. This is one of my preferred methods. So I come in here, put my elbows on my hand. I take a moment to go straight with one leg and shift. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. And if I was having some issues, I would put my hands right here and go wide. Okay? Do the same thing, holding into the chair. So these first moves are really instrumental in helping you get your back where you can have a better day, okay? See how the shifting goes? The toes are forward. You just give yourself a chance to go just to the point of stretch in your groin, just to the point of stretch. See that? Keep your chin tucked. That means chin comes in, don't crank it up right here. You're pushing your butt back. Your back is very extended, and you can do this very well without the chair or with the chair. It's whatever you want. So once you've done that a couple of times, then you're going to put your hands down the floor, straighten the legs, bend the legs, straighten the legs, bend the legs. If you can't put them on the floor, just do it from here. See? Take a breath, keep your elbows in, go in as far as you can, and then back up. Keep your chest coming into your legs. So you're just going to be bend, straight legs, pull yourself into the knee. So once you've done that, then if you're going to come down into the floor, you just bring your knees down, okay? If you're not coming to the floor, your hands will be in the chair, okay? That's all. So you're down here, right here, in the floor. Knees are going to go wide, okay? You're going to come down to your elbows. You're going to take yourself to one side, I don't care which. Keep your knees stationary. So you could do this from the chair quite easily. Or a counter. See how I'm just inching myself over here? And I'm pushing down with the butt. And I'm going over to this side as far as I feel I can. And I'm trying to sit back into my hips. Keep your shoulders down at this point. Then you come back, go back, come back up. Then the very first thing I do even before I go down into the floor is my cat camel. So I'm gonna go way up and drop my chin, drop my head, pull those shoulders way up, squeeze the butt at this point. I know you didn't think about that, did you? Then I'm gonna release the rear end, release the gluteals, drop my shoulder. Now I'm gonna bring that chin up. And take a big breath through my nose. And then I'm gonna go and return back into the mad cat. Just right there, bring the shoulders up. Then go back down. So it's a cat camel. Up and back down. Up and back down. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Come back down, back down, back down. Way up here. Okay? Get used to doing this. This is such a good move to do. And sometimes you just need to take the time. And again, you can do it without getting down on the floor. I would love for you to get down on the floor, but you can do it with a chair. You can do it on a counter. It helps your whole back. It helps your hips. It helps your shoulders. Do it anywhere between 4 to 10 to 12 times, okay? Just take a little bit of time and just rotate through it, okay? And every time you come in, like this, I'm saying coming in by squeezing the butt. Bring your shoulders way up, then you drop your shoulders way down, bring that chin up. You got it? So once I've done that, then I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. And if you were not getting in the floor, you would just sit down. That's all you would do, okay? I'm in the floor. I have a pillow here. I'm gonna use this as if it were a chair. I can do it here, but I had this very sturdy coffee table. It acts as a bench, okay? So here's the next little caveat, little hook in this move. Many times people will get in this position and they want to lay down and put their feet up on their chair and they go back like this. If you have a little delicate back situation, you don't want to do that, okay? You want to roll, okay? Roll. I'll spell that for you someday. See, I'm here. Then I'm going to tuck under, just like I was going to lay down to go to bed. I'm going to tuck under, and then I'm going to roll. See that? So then I'm down to the count. So I'm right here. I can inch myself up. And by the way, inching yourself up, if you're sitting in your chair, you just put your heels down and tighten your butt and lift it just a little bit. See this move? This is a very important move for hip health, the whole core, because you tighten in. I'm pushing on the heels. I'm squeezing here. I'm lifting here. I can do that very well in the chair. And if anybody out there has a back issue or a knee issue, this move needs to be done until you can get to where you can actually lift your hips at least 10 times. Then you start on the next 10. You don't have to do it all at once. You want to try to get to where you can squeeze, push into your heels, lift, 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 lift. And you can do that quite well on the chair and come back down. This is a very good move to always be able to do. Okay, so you're up here, you're pushing hard into your heels. So if you cannot do 2 sets of 10, you don't want, on the floor, you don't want to put them up high. Okay, now I'm going to do some up high because I'm showing you modifications and I'm showing you how to make it harder, how to make it easier. So I'm starting at the floor, and I hope you're doing every one of these with me. Don't just look at it. See, I'm in the floor. Anybody that's walking around should be able to do hip lifts on the floor, okay? So if you're ambulating like normal, this right here, being able to do this, a set of 10, 2 sets of 10, and then yes, 3 sets of 10. I didn't want to say that because I want to discourage you. Are you doing this with me? I'm hoping you're doing this with me. This is a perfect time now. You could do it in the chair, but you would be taking your hands up, and then I'm going to put those hands carefully, just lay it down over my head, the backs of my hands. And you know what this is doing? It's forcing gravity to help you mobilize through your shoulders, okay? Take a big breath. So here I go. Tighten, lift. I hope you're doing these all with me. You should be feeling it back here in the muscles in the back part of your legs. And then at the same time, I just take the back part of my hand and I try to get it down. And I will tell you that on my tricky shoulder, when I do just this move, I'm very easy to put my elbow down on my right side, but on my left side, no, it's not going to go down. And so you know what I want you to do? I want you to open your hands and bring your elbows down while you're doing these hip lifts so that your shoulder doesn't hurt, but that it can get a little wider range of motion in going down and laying right down on the floor. And then I'll come up over the head and then I'll move them down. So I'm getting gentle movement through that shoulder joint as I do the hip lifts. Keep very tight in the hip, okay? Release. Okay, and see what I'm doing the whole time? I'm doing what a dorsiflexion move, and this right here, I can tell you is working so hard because I don't have my feet flat down. They're up, and I'm holding them up. And see, you can do that sitting in your chair, which helps your gait. It helps your walking to be able to have a stronger tibialis anterior muscle. Here we go. Squeeze in, lift, take a big deep breath. See, I'm putting the backs of my hands on the floor. This elbow, I've noticed on me, is not going down. It doesn't go down until I go down a little bit. Take a big deep breath. Come back down. Take a big deep breath. And exhale. Don't hold your breath here. Couple more. We're almost there. I think we're heading toward 2 sets of 20, 2 sets of 10 is what I'm going for. Okay, I'm squeezing, then I'm putting it down. Take a big deep breath. Bring those elbows down if you need to. Adjust your heels. They might slide. Come back down. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more, whether we have it at the 20 mark or not. Here we go. Take a breath. Push down. Rotate that hip. Yes, and come back down. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Roll that spine down and then roll it back up. Take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. And one more. This is it, this is it, this is it. Push, 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 and then come back down. Now the other thing that you could do on this particular move, if you have a ball, you could put it right here in the middle of the knees and squeeze in. That really is beneficial for your groin muscles, adductors, abductors. Okay, so you're in the floor with me, right here, or sitting in a chair. And I'm going to put a leg out. All you have to do in a chair is put your leg out. Now here, I have an elevation. But if I was in the chair, I just simply stick a leg straight out and touch the floor, and then bring it back in. And I'm going to touch the floor, and I'm going to bring it back in. I'm going to touch the floor. I'm going to bring it back in. And here's what I'm going to do. As I touch the floor or touch the little pillow on on the chair. If you're on the floor with me, you're putting your heel in the chair seat. And all I want you to do now is to reach out there, and I want you to really pull your belly button in right there. And I want you to put your heel down, and I want you to lift a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of the hip lift right there. Just hang out here for a little bit. So instead of doing repetitions here, I'm holding, okay? So all of this is aimed at core that I'm doing today and leg mobility. So that means flexibility. Yes, I'm working on the shoulders too, but those are my primary functions. Okay, squeeze the rear end in. You're gonna bring your knee in. You're gonna bring it out to the floor if you're sitting in a chair. And then you're gonna push on one heel, and you're just gonna lift and squeeze your butt. Just lift and squeeze. That's all I want you to do at that higher level. Lift and squeeze. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. Take a breath. Push into the heel. 5. Hold it. 4. Hold it. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. And bring that back down. And bring it back in. And put that foot down. Okay? See, this other foot is right here. I have it leaned up against this little desk because I want to curl my toes. I want to flex my toes back. Or you can just have it flat down. That's fine too. Okay. Bring the other leg in. Bring the other leg in. Adjust where you're sitting. Make sure your shoulders are down. And then you're going to just reach out and tap. So you're just tapping the pillow. I'm tapping the pillow right here. If you're in the chair, you're reaching your one leg out and you're just tapping the ground. See? Bring it back in. You're going to straighten it, bring it down, and just tap right in there. The pillow keeps sliding on me. Okay, so right there, then bring it in and bring it back down. You will notice when you bring your knee in, and you take it out to put the heel down on the floor or on your pillow, you will notice pressure build up right in through the core. That's what I want. So see, I'm going straight out. The further out it goes, the more pressure is built up. Then I put my heel down and I start to press into the heel and I lift the hip. Then I come down. Don't do it quick and don't do it too hard. And just remember, if it's too much for that hamstring of yours to, my pillow keeps moving. If it's too much, and you'll feel it in your hamstring, this is a powerful move. I'm breaking it way down and starting with one versus the other. And you can do it if you're sitting in a chair, okay? So I have one foot on the floor. I'm gonna reach out, and remember, we just tapped before. We brought it in, we brought it out, and we tapped. And when we're coming down to the tap, that's where I want you to really control with your core. So now I'm ready to push. I'm pushing on the heel and I'm lifting that hip. Okay, I'm hanging out. I'm not doing a lot of repetition. I'm holding. And then I go back down. Bring the knee in and reach out. My knee is still a little bit bent. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. Exhale, push through the heel, lift. Really push through that heel, hold it. Hold it. So I'm capitalizing on holding it. I'm not doing a lot of repeated quick repeats. I'm holding. I'll do maybe 4 to 6 repeats, but I'm holding it in between. It's that holding that's going to help you straighten through here. And this works so well if you've injured your knee or if you've injured your back or a hip. So you bring the knee in, you reach out, and you push down on that heel. You squeeze your butt, drop your shoulders again, and press. And come up there as far as you can. Hold it. Hold it. Take a breath. Hold it. Take a breath. Hold it. Take a breath. and then come down. You try to hold as long as you can. So this is my knee replace side, and I can tell you I am so much weaker. I feel it so much harder on this side, okay? So just understand that's kind of normal, and you have to really want to work at getting stronger. I hope you're hearing me okay. All right, are you ready? Here I go. Take a breath. You're gonna bring your knee in. You're gonna go open and down. Now bend the knee a little bit, and you're coming into that heel, and you're gonna go breath, and you're gonna go exhale, lift, and you're really lifted that hip up. Hang out here, hang out here, hang out here as long as you can. Really push down through the heel. Push down through the heel, push down through the heel. 5, 4, breath, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay, and you're probably getting tired, especially if you have a knee replaced. So kind of wiggle that leg around a little bit. Point flex, point flex, point flex. We got 2 more of these. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath through the nose. Go in with the knee, out, bring it down. The knee is still soft. Drop your shoulders again, breath, and push. Push, 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 push. Hold it up there. Hold it up there. Hold it up there. Lift. Push down to the heels. Push down to the heels. Push down to the heels. Calm down. Take a big deep breath. See, I did just a little recovery there. And here we go. 2 more. Here we go. Big breath. Number 1, through the nose. Ribcage up. Drop your shoulders. Okay, squeeze the rear end. Lift, 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 lift. You're holding, you're holding, you're holding, you're holding, you're holding, you're holding, you're holding. Take a breath. Take a breath. Push down to the heel. Push. Then come down. And release. And put both feet on the ground. Just like that. You're going to roll to the side. You can do this sitting in a chair. You can sit in the chair and do your knees over to one side. Take a big deep breath. Then come to center. Then drop to the other side. Drop, 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 drop. Just like that. Okay? So this is the first level of the wave move. Okay? So what would the second level be? Second level would be to bring your knee in and your knee in. And you don't have to do this if you're sitting in a chair. Just put your feet on the floor and go to the side and go to the side. That's perfectly fine. Okay? In fact, do it a lot. Well, see, I'm going to take this down and I'm going to put one leg down and then I'm going to put the other leg down. See that? I didn't do them together. Then I'm going to bring one leg up and come back up with the other leg. And I'm really tightening in my tummy. I'm breathing. Exhale, breathe, exhale. And I'm going to put one leg down. And then my chair's in my way. Then the other one folds in there. Okay? Once I make it to the ground, I'm going to take a big breath. Bring one leg up. Then I'm going to bring the other leg up. So you don't rip and roar and do them both together is the point. So I'm going to roll to the side. I'm going to come up right here and see where we're at. Just sit right here on the floor. If you're in the chair, you're going to sit right there. I think you can see me. I'll try to move back here. See, I purposely try to be in an area that's very small because I know a lot of us just have limited space in our houses. So sit right there. Sit right there for just a minute. Okay? I'm just trying to see where we're at. I don't have a clock around me. Okay, plenty of time. So I think you're still seeing me. So I told you to stay right here, right? Yeah. So if you have a pillow, great. Put it right there in the middle of your legs. Some of you may not be able to sit with straight leg. You may sit with a straight leg, but you know what you're doing? You take your legs out and you round your back. So whatever it takes to keep your back extended, do that. So here is my pillow, right in the middle of me. See that? I'm gonna turn the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna turn my fingertips toward my butt. See that? I drop my shoulders. Now, if you're in the chair and you're doing this, you just bring your butt to the end of the chair, hang on to the chair and lean back. But how do you lean back? Lean back from your hips. Yes. This move right here is a great move. If you did nothing else in this series that I'm doing right now, but this, and you do it correctly, see, I hip hinge forward, my back is extended, my feet are in dorsiflexion, and when I go down into this, boy, do I feel that stretch, but I have no back pain here, no straining on the back, because my back's extended. Okay, so you go here, then you bring the knees up and you push back. See that? See, it's a hip rotation, and then it's core. Okay, now I'm gonna build on this move. So you gotta get this move first. Okay, so as I push back, I want to emphasize that you push into the heels. They're kind of dragging. So it's creating a gentle resistance. So we started working the hamstrings big time here. Now we're continuing to work the hamstrings. So see, I want you to pull against that drag. You see how I'm doing this? This is all hip rotation. My back is not bending at all. I go back until I feel this starting to contract. Take a big breath, exhale. When I'm forward, my toes are up. If you cannot go into a forward position like this very easily, keep one or both knees a little bent. That's a fine modification. What is not a modification, a fine modification, is bending your back. Okay, so now I'm going to rotate back, bring those heels in, dragging them. See, I'm pushing against those heels. As I'm coming forward, I'm going to reach, but I'm never going to have somebody reach if they're rounding their back. Okay, so you just keep your hands here if you have trouble with that. So I'm going back. So now, right now, I'm really back here, right here. And then I'm going to go like this. See this? Take a breath. I'm going to go 1, 2 heel pumps. See, I'm just doing a tap, a heel tap. So it's right here. See, I'm leaned back. 1, 2. See that? Big breath. Stay back. 1, 2. And you can do that quite easily in a chair. Okay? One knee at a time, one leg at a time. But you're leaned back until you feel this really contracting. So it's going to be 1, 2. Oh dear, the monitor is talking. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. 1, 2. Come back in. Open. 1, 2. Come back in. Open. 1, 2. I don't know what that is. And come back down. Okay? Now, some of you might be getting tired with your legs in this position. I understand. Bring one knee up. That's all you got to do. Bring one knee up. Let me try to turn that off. I'm not sure what to do. How do you turn that off? Just take it with you. Thank you. Thank you. Take it with you. Okay. Take your hands. Put it under your leg here. Can you just take that with you up? Just take the whole thing with you. Thank you. See how I'm pulling in? See that? See? Right here. Pull in. Just like that. Yeah. This is my knee replace side. This is my hip replace side. I'm going to bring this up. Put the other knee down. I'm going to go up with those hands. I'm going to bring them under right here. Now I'm going to keep my back very extended. I'm going to pull in and lean into that. See that? As I do it, I'm going to turn my head. I'm going to turn my head. I'm going to get mobile. I'm just going to do this a couple times. This is kind of recovery move. Here we go. Ribcage up. Big breath. Pull in. Turn that head. Turn that head. And then come back. One last one right here. Hands under here. See? Rib cage up, and then pull in. See that? Pull in, just like that. And then come back down. Now we're ready to move on in our strengthening our core carefully, keeping our back consideration, people with delicate backs. So now I can do this seated in my chair. I have a pillow here. See that? So I'm going to open those legs a little more. I'm going to say rib cage up. Okay. Now I'm going to keep my knee just a little bit bent. I'm not going to go straight. You will see this move demonstrated many places on the internet, everywhere else. It's a great move. However, not if you can't keep your back extended and really move through your core, okay? They show it straight, pointed, and, you know, like this. Well, if you have some joints replaced, that's going to be a difficult thing, okay? So, open back. We already have done the move. We're just going to, instead of just lifting our heel, we're going to open back, and we're going to keep our knee a little bit bent. And we're going to go all the way over and back. Then we're going to go forward. See that? Do not go forward if you keep rounding your back. If you round your back, got to keep one knee up or both knees up and say extension on my back. Then I'm going to go to this one. Are you ready? So I can keep one down if I can. Say rib cage up. Now, you don't want to go fully straight. You want to keep it bent. This is my hip replace side. But I'm going to go over and back. And if you need to, at the beginning of this, put your hand under here. But lean back until you feel this start to contract. Then you come up and over. Now, yeah, I want to eventually do this with no help. Okay? And you can, but you got to get that confidence. If you've had a hip replaced, you have a knee replaced, you've got a lot of mixed up nerves that have to come back. Okay? Take a big deep breath. So I'm going over the pillow with a very extended back. See that? So this is hitting my core. This is working all the muscles around that replaced hip right now. See, I just go over and go over the pillow. Then I come back and come back. So don't round the back. Take a big deep breath and come back. And the same structure of sets and repetition still go here. Now I'm slowing it down. I'm not going fast. I'm trying to work up to doing one set of 10, then one set of 10 and another set of 5. See? So I'm going to open, knees bent. I'm going to take this one over and back. I'm going to keep trying to elongate my leg. But if I had a delicate back, and if I had a knee replaced, which I do, or a hip replaced, and I was not as strong as I wanted to be, I would not straighten my leg. I'm going to keep it bent just a little. See? So this kind of a move, you can just remember the mechanics here of hitting those weak areas, which is our legs, adductors and abductors, especially hamstrings, our core. There's more ways to hit the core than just doing eternal sit-ups. In fact, that's one of the least effective ways. Leaning back, asking your abdominal muscles to be the stability mode. Don't jerk. Lift on your own muscular power to go over and back. See that? Then rest it. Bring the other one up. Take a big breath through the nose. Open back until this contracts. Keep this bent if you need to. Straight if you can. Use your hand under the knee just to start, because I have to kind of retrain movement patterns in a replaced hip. See that? And that's okay. I just put 2 fingers right here. I'm not rounding my back. I'm coming over and back, over and back, over and back. See that? Take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. Then I'm gonna do it by myself with my little hands. Take a breath. So you have to train those patterns, especially if you have your hip replaced out there. This can get tricky because you're like, I'm telling it to do something, but it's not doing it. So you go back, you get your good neutral posture, keep your knees bent, open back until you feel a little contraction. Take a breath, then bring it over and bring it back, and bring it over and bring it back, and bring it over. Yeah, you get the idea. See this? But don't get sloppy on your mechanics. That's the deal. Don't get sloppy on your mechanics. Okay. Good, good, good. Now, we're gonna roll, bend. Now we're gonna continue to work on the hamstring, the gluteal, the back, the core. One of the best ways you can work your core. Seriously. Crawl around. See? Now, it always helps to crawl around if you have a goal. What's the goal? Well, I like to put Dove chocolates that AJ gives me all around underneath my coffee tables. And then I get down and I go searching for them. See? I go searching everywhere for them. If you don't want to do that, just go forward and back several times. Okay? Why do you think it is so important for a baby to crawl? He is strengthening his core. He's strengthening his back so that he can stand better. And I'm not even kidding you. Maybe I am killing you. I don't know. But here's the thing. If you've had a knee replaced, you may have tenderness. You may not be able to do this. I have a nice carpet here with a pad. It doesn't hurt my knee at all. But consider, those of you with knee replacements, if it's very tender, you know, you have to be careful. Don't hurt your knee to crawl around. However, if you can put a pad underneath you and just do some forward and back crawling, and then really a cylinder crawl. See, I'm circular, a circular crawl. See how I'm going around? So I'm opening my hands, taking a big breath. I'm spinning on one knee, then I go the other way, and I spin on the other knee. See this? Yeah. Yeah. So crawling is part of mobility training. Yes, it is. Seriously. Okay. Now I'm going to be on my hands and knees. And if I weren't on my hands and knees, if I was just using a chair, right about now, I would be putting my hands in the chair and be in a lean out. Because what am I going to do now? I'm going to do a straight lift. Okay? I'm going to do a straight lift and a straight lift. And then I'm going to hold it there and I'm going to bring that heel in. And I'm going to go back out and drop it. And then I'm going to go open and then close. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to come up. Then I'm going to curl that heel. Push. Then go out and open. And open. So the whole time that I'm doing this move, straight up, squeeze the butt, bend at the knee, push up, come back out, and then open. The whole time I'm doing that, what am I doing with my tummy? Pulling it in. Yes. Bracing. Dropping my shoulders. Breath through the nose. Here we go. When I'm out here, I'm going to squeeze the gluteal. I'm going to lift. Couple times, just lift. Just get that feel. Lift. Okay, now curl. Come back out. Curl. And then open as far as you can. And then come back. We're gonna go lift, drop your shoulders. Lift, heel leads. Lift, now curl. And curl, lift. And go open. See, my toe is just dragging on the ground right there. Go open, dragging on the ground right there. Then come back in. Now we're gonna go open with the legs, in the elbows. And I'm gonna reach up with my hands now, supporting on the floor. If I could not do this, because I'm not in the floor, I would go against the wall and bring my hands up, bring my forehead to the wall, hold it, take a big deep breath. Then I'd pull one arm back, then the other arm back. Then I'd come up, I'd come up, okay? Now I could go to the chair and get up, or use my core work that we just worked on. Pull those toes under me. Tight tummy, drop shoulders, push into the toes, step in, hang out here for just a little bit, drop your shoulders. Before you come up, do not come up until that you reach over to the side and grab an ankle and stretch those legs. Then come down, go to center, big deep breath, reach over, grab the other ankle, look, then come down, really bend those hips down, then come up, push into the heels, come up, come up, come up, come up. Take a big deep breath, bring your shoulders up and drop your shoulders down. Okay, so now I'm going to do a staggered stance. See that? See that? So many times when you go into a staggered stance, you know what? You totally forget what you're doing up here. With that leg back into a staggered stance, open it so you don't feel so unstable. Really push back. I'm going to call, see if my son is here. Jeremy, you need to come down here. The hound dog is destroying a stream. You need to come look on the porch here. Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders before it gets any worse. I just noticed it just this minute. You got a problem. Hound dog.
Oh.
She's destroying a swing. Okay, come back up. Okay, see how I'm just letting this settle down? Then I'm gonna slip this out. See, like this. Drop. That was such a good sleep. Take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders. See that? See that? Back here like that. I'm flat on my feet. I want you to be flat on your feet. Okay? Then I'm gonna swing. Then I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna stay grounded. Grounded. Yeah. All my whole foot. All four corners of my foot. Yeah, right there. Right there. Right there, just that gentle movement back and forth. You know what? If you have a bad back, if you have, a knee, a hip that's issue, just do this. Just do this. Drop your shoulders, gently swing, gently swing. You will move better. You will feel better. And then bring that one hand right back here. Just like that. Then bring the other hand here. Then bring those feet up. And then take an elbow up. And then take an elbow up. See, it's a gentle move. When you have pain in a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist, a back, you get tense. You're tensioning and you are holding your shoulders up and you don't realize it. Drop your shoulders, hands back here, elbow up gently, elbow up gently. Keep your chin tucked, breathe. Drop your shoulders again. I'm trying to get you to open up without hurting those sore shoulders. Here we go. Back. Here we go. Back, just like a swim stroke without the arms. See, I'm just going like this and like this. Sure, if you wanted to put the arms in it, you could. But let's say your shoulder's really bothering you. Well, get some movement without doing that whole move, all the way out with your arms. Down and back. Down and back. And you're grounded on your feet. Your toes are splayed. You notice I barefooted on this whole session. Opening those toes, making those toes more mobile, flexing, extending, back and forth, pushing, working from side to side, rolling, doing all of that, okay? Anyway, everything I did today was aimed at gentle core work and hip mobility, in case you didn't notice. Anyway, I hope it helps. Okay, let's see. Let's take this off. Yes. Nope, it didn't do it. Nope, let me do it. I don't think it's off yet. Oh, stop.